All right, students, welcome to section 4.0, the even worked problems. I'm going to do the even problems just like we've done all year. Let's go to work. Starting with this first section, I like to start by reading the directions. Let's go to red here. Evaluate the following exponent operations, giving your answers as a fraction where necessary. All right, we're doing the evens, so here I have the same base and they're being multiplied. That means I add the exponent, so 9 plus a negative 7 would give me 12 squared. I think I can leave it like that, right? I don't have to give the 144, so I'm going to leave it like that because I like it in exponential form. I think it's a little bit easier. All right, number 4. Okay, first thing I got to do is I got to simplify this side. Well, that would be 3 minus a negative 7, so that would be 4 to the 10th times 4 to the negative 10th. Now I got to add my exponents. 10 plus a negative 10 is 0, so 4 to the 0. Excuse me. Or 1. See? Good thing we got social distancing. I just sneezed. Moving on to number 6. I got a power to a power. When we have a power to a power, we multiply. So negative 4 times a negative 5 is a positive 20. So y to the 20th. Number 8. Again, I'm multiplying, so I add my exponents. 2 plus a negative 4 gets me 12 to the negative 2. And we don't like the negative exponents. Anytime I have a negative exponent, I'm going to use the reciprocal or flip it. So that'd be 1 over 12 squared. Good. Moving on, number 10. This is division, so I subtract the exponents. Negative 2 minus 1 would get me 4 to the negative 3rd power. I don't like the negative power, so I'm going to use my reciprocal. So it's 1 over 4 cubed. Last one, number 12. Number 12 is kind of a trick question, but I'm going to do it properly. So when I take a power to a power, I'm going to multiply. So I get 0 over, or 0 to the negative 40th power, which is 1 over 0 to the 40th power, which is not possible because you can't have 0 on the bottom. And 0 to any power is 0. So kind of a trick question for us there on number 12. Moving on, number 14. Here I have to determine if the following equations are true and then justify my answer. So I look at the first side here of number 14, and I've got to subtract. So I got negative 5 minus a negative 3. So that really ends up being x to the negative 5 plus 3, right, which is x to the negative 2nd. And on this side, I have 5 minus 7, which is x to the negative 2nd. And since they're both the negative 2nd power, they are equal. I mean, I could rewrite those as 1 over x squared equals 1 over x squared, and I don't have those negatives because we don't like negatives, but you can see that, yes, that following equation is true. Look at number 16. Here I have powers to a power, and I got to multiply. Well, that becomes 5 to the 20th, and then negative 4 times negative 5 is a positive 20, and we can see that those things are, in fact, equal. Moving on to number 18, I got to do a little bit of different types of work here. I got to add my exponents to get m to the 14th, and over here I have to take a power to a power. It means I multiply, so I end up with 2 times the negative 7 is a negative 14. And those are not equal to each other. Not equal. All right, number 20. Here I have to start by taking a power to a power. So that gets me 7 to the negative 8th. And then minus 3 is 7 to the negative 11th. And then on this side, I end up with, I have to add the exponents. And remember, that's to the first. So 1 plus 12 is 7 to the 13th. And we can see those are not equal. Last section here, determine the appropriate exponent to make the equation true. So now I have to make these equations true. Now, let me simplify what I do know. And I have to add these exponents to get me 2 to the negative 3 power, which could also be written as 1 over 2 cubed. So basically, I need this side. I need to add those together to get a negative 3. Well, what plus 5 gives me a negative 3? That would be a negative 8. So I need 2. So in that, I need a negative 8 to make those true. Number 24. On this side, I already know I got to take a power to a power, so this becomes 3 to the negative 12. So what can I put in here to make negative 2 times that number, negative 12? Well, that would have to be a 6. 6 times a negative 2 would give me a negative 12. Cool. Number 26. I would have to add those exponents. That would get me b to the 6th. B to the 6th divided by b to the 5th would be b. So I need this other side to equal b. So this has to be one more than that. So that has to be a 4. And b to the 4th divided by b cubed is b. I think I'm rocking and rolling this. Even problems here. Excuse me. So I got to start on this side because that's what I know. 3 plus a negative 5 gives me h to the negative 2. Okay. What has to be on the bottom here when I subtract those exponents? Negative 2 plus what gives me a negative 2? Well, that would have to be a 0. That would have to be a 0. So that would give me h to the negative 2. And we would have equal equations. Last one, number 30. And this one I know I got to take a power to a power, so that becomes 3 to the negative 7th. So what do I need on the bottom here? At negative 4, I would have to subtract 3. So this down on the bottom would have to equal 3. So this would need to be a negative 6. And that would be then 3 to the 3rd on the bottom, which would get me 3 to a negative 7. And then I would have, so negative 6. This one will be 0. Make sure I put my answers down. Well, this one would have been 4. This would have been 6 and negative 8. So there you are. There are the even questions from section 4.0. Hope that helps you. Make sure that you do the odds and check those answers on your Algebra 1 curriculum timeline. Y'all have a great day.